Hello everyone, welcome to the project on DevOps. We are going to learn and understand how to automate the deployment of the containerized application using CI/CD pipeline. In this video, I am going to discuss the prerequisite and brief idea of the project and what you will learn after taking this course. So let's get started. And it is an intermediate level project, which means you must have some prior knowledge of a few tools before taking this course, and those are Git, Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes. It is an added advantage if you have some hands-on on Linux, so it is really good. So let's go to the next slide and understand the objective of the course. And the objective is to create a CI/CD pipeline and implement continuous integration of the code, which means if someone commits to the master branch, CI/CD pipeline will detect that commit and start the build automatically, and then build the Docker image and push it to the Docker hub. Once the image is successfully pushed to the Docker hub, the pipeline will go ahead and deploy the new image to the Kubernetes cluster, and we are able to access the new website after the successful deployment. So coming to the next slide, so you are going to learn the process and workflow of deploying the containerized application using CI/CD pipeline in Jenkins. So most of the time we are going to use the Jenkins tool. So let's talk about the prerequisite to do this course. So you should have some basic knowledge of CI/CD workflow, but it is not mandatory. Like if you have it, it's a again added advantage, and you will get the concept clearly. And also, if you want to follow along with me, you must have GitHub and Docker Hub account. So please prepare this in advance. So now, who should take this course? Actually, anyone can take this course, but mainly for who is interested to learn and automate the CI/CD deployment of containerized application. But it is not limited to that. Means if someone just interested to understand the workflow of the CI/CD pipeline, then that is for them as well. And after taking this course, you will be confident enough to create and automate the deployment of containerizing application by your own. And these things I am going to show you using a demo. Means everything is going to covered by a demo, and when we do this demo, we have case study. So what is the case study? Case study is like an organization, any XYZ organization has just recently developed an application, and they want to run the application as a container, and they want to automate the code integration. So they want to integrate the codes, means whenever someone commits to the code, it should be automatically integrated to the existing code, and then build the code. And once it is done successfully, then it should create a Docker image using that code and deploy to the cluster, Kubernetes cluster. So we are going to use these things, or we are going to automate these things using CI/CD pipeline, and the tool is Jenkins. So we are going to use Jenkins tool, and then we will create the CI/CD pipeline, and we are going to use this case study, and we are going to deploy from start to end. So from continuous integration to continuous deployment, and that is the meaning of CI/CD pipeline. So this is the last slide that demonstrate the scenarios that we will cover in this, or we will covering this in this case study. So first of all, we are going to create a pipeline, and once it is created, then we will configure it to automate the build process. And then once the code is built successfully, then using those codes, it will create a Docker image and push it to the Docker hub. So this is the third scenario, and then in the end it will deploy the application to a Kubernetes cluster. So now you are able to access your application, or you are successfully deployed your application to the production. So when we are doing these things, it involves the integration of GitHub, Docker and Kubernetes with Jenkins. Okay, so let's start the learning journey.